You're watching Rurouni K95's movie review on Eraser. Hi Ruronis, this is your pal Rurouni K95. Today's movie review is Eraser, which is an American action film directed by Chuck Russell starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, James Caan, James Coburn, Robert Pastorelli, and Vanessa Williams. So let's start with our movie review. John Kruger, a top U.S. Marshal for the Witness Protection Program, specializes in erasing high-profile witnesses, faking their deaths to protect them from anyone that might silence them. After erasing mob witness Johnny Castellone, Kruger is given a new assignment by his boss, Chief Arthur Beller, to protect Lee Cullen, a senior executive at Cyrez Corporation, a defense contractor. Lee warned the FBI that top-level Cyrez executives covered up the creation of a top-secret electromagnetic pulse rifle and planned to sell the weapon on the black market. In an FBI sting operation, Lee accesses the Cyrez mainframe and downloads data on the EM rifle onto two discs, one for the FBI and one for her own production. Vice President William Dunho, her boss, detects Lee's intrusion and orders her into his office. After finding Lee's hidden camera and threatening her with a pistol, Dunho commits suicide in front of her. Lee delivers the disc to the FBI, but delusioned by their broken promise to guarantee her safety, refuses Kruger's protection offer. The FBI's disc is replaced with a fake by a mole working for Under Secretary of Defense Daniel Harper, the conspiracy's mastermind. That night, Lee's house is attacked by a mercenary team led by Jay Scarb, sent by Cyrez corrupt CEO Morhart. Kruger rescues Lee and hides her in New York City, keeping her location secret even from WITSEC. Kruger learns from his mentor, Marshal Robert Guerin, that several witnesses have been murdered because of a mole in WITSEC is leaking information, and they must relocate their witness along with agents Cauldron, Nick Chunlin, and Schiff, Michael Papajohn, and a newcomer, Deputy Monroe, played by Danny Nukchi. They raid a remote cabin and kill mercenaries holding DeGuerin's witness hostage, but DeGuerin secretly kills her when the mercenary leader reveals DeGuerin as the mole. Flying back to Washington, D.C., Kruger, now suspicious of DeGuerin, warns Lee to relocate DeGuerin, drugs Kruger long enough to trace the warning call to NYC and kill Monroe using Kruger's gun, framing him as the mole, revealing he, Cauldron, and Schiff are corrupt. DeGuerin explains he is the go-between for the black market buyer, and Kruger escapes from the plane to rescue Lee from DeGuerin's mercenaries. Kruger saves Cullen from Scar at Central Park Zoo, who pursues them. Kruger releases several alligators to devour Scar. DeGuerin has Kruger and Lee branded as fugitives. Kruger and Lee enlist Castellone's help and penetrate the Cyrez building using a mainframe backdoor in the Donahoe's terminal. They decipher Lee's second disc. It reveals that a huge shipment of EM rifles is at the Baltimore docks and will be delivered to Russian mafia boss Sergei Ivanovich Petrovsky, played by Oleg Krupa, who plans to sell weapons overseas to terrorists. A Cyrez operative pinpoints their whereabouts and remotely destroys the disc. DeGuerin kidnaps Lee and takes her to the docks as the shipment is being loaded into Petrovsky's Russian fighter. Castellone contacts his mobster cousin Tony Two Shoes and his two associates to help Kruger. They raid the docks. They kill Petrovsky, his henchmen, and Digurin's mercenaries in a struggle atop a shipping container. Digurin holds Lee hostage, but Kruger frees her and destroys the lock on the container crane, dropping Digurin and the container to the ground. Exposing the precedence of the EM rifles, Kruger rescues the critically wounded Digurin, leaving him to be detained by the Beller and the authorities and proving his and Lee's innocence. So weeks later, Kruger brings Lee to a hearing for Digurin, Harper, and Morhart, who are indicted for treason. With a little confidence her testimony could secure their convictions, Kruger and Lee publicly fake their deaths in a car explosion in the back of a limo. Digurin congratulates Harper on their deaths and says they should go back into the black market business as soon as possible, but looks astonished when Harper says that they assumed Digurin had killed them. The men are confused, then shocked as their limo stops on the train track and the driver, actually Castello, locks the doors and exits the vehicle. Kruger calls Digurin and tells him, "You've just been erased." As they see a train heading right for them, they can't escape before the train slams into the limo, killing all three. Kruger waves goodbye to Castello and walks over to Lee in a waiting car, telling her they caught the train. So that's probably my review on the movie Eraser. So the thing about the movie Eraser is the film follows as U.S. Marshal Witzek, who protects a senior operative testifying about an illegal arms deal and is forced to fight his former allies when one of the players is revealed to be a mole inside Witzek. This movie was directed by Chuck Russell. The music was done by Alan Silvestri. This movie was distributed by Warner Brothers Pictures, because this movie was released on June 21st, 1996. The running time was an hour and 14 minutes. The budget was about $100 million, and it grossed about $242.3 million at the box office. And the production company was done by Coppelson Entertainment. So the film was a commercial success, grossing over $142 million against a budget of $100 million. It received mixed reviews from critics, but they praised Schwarzenegger's performance, the action sequences, and the visual effects. It was released in the United States on June 21st, 1996, and was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Sound Effects Editing in 1997. It was also one of the first major films released on DVD, being part of the Japanese launch lineup of Warner Home Video's debut of the format on December 20th, 1996. Oh, and speaking of which, on the production about the movie, director Chuck Russell and star Arnold Schwarzenegger were originally working on another project together when Eraser was brought to their attention. Russell was excited about the possibilities the film could bring an actor and the character. "I see Arnold the way a lot of people do, as a mythic, bigger-than-life character, and that's who Kruger is. The character and the scenario are based firmly in reality, but I like the mythic proportions of this man with a strong sense of duty and a strong sense of honor, who literally do anything to protect a noble witness. I was excited about doing a film that had heroic proportions." Producer Arnold Coppelson was also keen to cast Schwarzenegger in the role of the Eraser, having talked with an actor about working on the projects before. Vanessa Williams would be cast as the lead female character. Lee Cullen, the key witness Eraser must protect. Williams came to the attention of the Coppelsons when Maria Shriver, the wife of Arnold Schwarzenegger, suggested her for the role to play the character of Digurin. Kruger's mentor and the main sociopathic antagonist. The filmmakers wanted an actor who could convey intelligence, skill, and magnetism, or a mature version of the Kruger character. They would have cast James Caan in the role. Before James Caan was officially cast, Jonathan Pryce was also considered for the role. The screenplay was initially work of Tony Prior, who had a background in advertising and rap videos. Writers Wallen Green and Michael S. Chernutchin, who had previously worked together on television drama Law and Order, extensive uncredited and rewrites were made by Frank Darabont and William Wisher Jr., who worked on Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Additional rewrites were made by John Milius as a favor to Arnold Schwarzenegger. The railgun featured in the film is a key plot device. Schwarzenegger talks on the subject. We paid a lot of attention to making the audience feel the danger of this weapon, that anyone can be outside of your house, looking right through the walls. It really leaves you nowhere to hide, he explains. But on top of that, we show the sophistication of the weapon in a lot of fun ways. You not only see the building, you see a person's skeleton and even their heart beating inside. There are some great visual effects there. Eraser began principally photography in New York City, locations including the Harlem Rail Yard in the South Bronx, Central Park's Sheep Meadow, and Chinatown. Following shooting in New York, production moved to Washington, D.C. for the action sequence, which takes place in the Reptile House of New York City Zoo. Interiors were built on the sound stages of the Warner Brothers Studios in Burbank, California. The screenplay went through numerous drafts with some of the most prominent screenwriters in the business, with a great deal of uncredited script directing work being done by Graham Yost and William Wisher. One of the most demanding action sequences in the film featured the character of Kruger forced to flee from the jet speeding through the skies at 250 miles per hour. Speaking about this scene, the director says these things are jigsaw puzzle pieces, are not only within shooting sequence, but within each shot you had elements, that there were live action elements. They were more miniature, sometimes computer generated. They are married together in the final processing. Some of the physical stunts were performed by Schwarzenegger himself. For the aerial stunt, Arnold was required to fall 65 feet in vertical descent and perform a backflip in mid-flight. The shot took 7 takes to get right. In the final film, Kruger appears to drop along the length of the fuselage and past filming engine of the jet, thanks to the innovative cinema angles and special effects. So this concludes my review on the movie Eraser. That's going to be it for my movie review on Eraser. You guys, thanks for watching, but before we go, here's my quick thoughts about it. So that's probably another movie review that I get to do another movie review for once. Even though I was more focused on doing some reviews on anime, because I was more focused on doing some anime reviews since I was doing my best on movie reviews, even though I have been reviewing a lot of anime more. That's why. Hope to subscribe for content. My Anime Planet link in the description. I'll blog and share this video on your Twitter, Facebook. If you have Twitter, Facebook account, on all social media. If you like this video by clicking giving this video a thumbs up by clicking the like button on this video. Please subscribe to my channel, RuRoniK95. Feel free to join my channel. Click on my notifications bell button. Please leave in the comments about suggestions about a movie review or an anime review by leaving in the comments section below on this video, I guess. And that's all I have to say. This is RuRoniK95 saying thank you for watching my movie review on Eraser. I'm glad you liked my movie review on the movie Eraser. I hope you enjoy it. Hope to see you soon for the next movie review, and have a great day. This is RuRoniK95 signing off, and thank you for watching my movie review on Eraser for today's movie review, which I get to do a movie review, which is the movie Eraser.